a Chevy Cruze? What is that white car? Chevy Cruze. The Cadillac 80? ATS, yes, that's the one you drive. That's a beauty. Pretty nice. And those are your Harleys too? She's quite a girl, you know, she does it all. She's one of the presenters over here. So the Myers group is everywhere now. I've been noticing the expansion of Myers is really big, eh? It's wonderful. Hey, Georgie. George Senior Coyle, there. Come on over here so people can look at you. When you see 55 plus, there's the man right there that ran it for years. That's George Coyle right there, George Senior. Yeah. So you're pretty excited, George, obviously, having this lifestyle show, and that's good. It's been a dream for a while, now it's reality, and look at all these people that you owe money to. They're all here. You can go now. It's good to see you. We want to welcome again all the presenters. They make the show possible, and as you wander through today, you'll be able to you have chances to win a $17,000 cruise, and you just sign on the back over here. Don't be shy, put your name on a ballot. You could win. And everybody is offering. Hey, oh my God. Randy and his bride are here. I can't believe it. Nice to see you. And you can put your name on all kinds of things to win that $17,000 cruise. They've got Fred Astaire, there's a dancing school up on the left over here. They're giving out free dance lessons. So you just go over, and if you think starting to dance at 60 or 70 is too late, it isn't. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. I mean, for me, my eyesight is fading, my hearing is fading. I can't feel my feet sometimes. All of that stuff. I have closed off vision there, but thank God I still have my driver's license. So I'm still God. So, but as we mature, we end up coming to these shows and finding out what good retirement living is like. And that way we don't have to count on the bride to do all the work. Because God knows that for every man sitting in this audience here today, there's a good woman that's kept them going. What would we do without our women, boys? We would be nothing. Nothing. I see this man agrees. That's good. This is your wife, sir? Your neighbor's wife. Good for you. Well, I can see we're going to have a good time. That's wonderful. I better strap a guitar on and sing a song or two or three. Did you bring a camera? Randy Maws down here, he's been a cameraman with CTV for forever in my life. When I first came to the music world and television, Randy was a cameraman. We did a series back in 1980, but he was doing stuff long before then. And he's still, I know you have a smaller camera now, but you just can't leave it alone, can you? In the blood. Just have to hope here that everything works, because I'm sure it does. Aha! When I get up to the Gatineau in 1972, yes, I go back that far. As an entertainer in 72, I went to the Gatineau Hills. And I used to play up at places like the Brennan's Hill Inn, the Chateau d'Yacht, the Wakefield Inn. You remember any of those places? You been there? God, I fell in love there every second day. It was a marvelous time, the 70s. Free love, back to the land. It was all that stuff going on in the 70s. We were lying in the fields, smoking stuff. My God, the 70s were wild. And they say if you remember them, you missed it. So I don't know. I had a good time. And I was So I'm up there in the Gatineau Hills, and I'm entertaining one day at the Shadow, at the Brendan's Hill Inn, and a guy came in to watch and listen to what I did, and he drove a 1948 Dodge truck, and it was a beautiful thing. It was black, and he had lost the front bumper, so a la Gatineau fashion, he didn't go out and buy a new bumper. He got a big piece of pipe and punched 2 holes through the fenders, and he mounted this thing on the front. That was the bumper. But you could move a moose with it. It was unbelievable. And the truck was painted fresh with a brush. You could see the brush marks. Oh, he thought it was absolutely spiffy. We'd never do that. We use what do you call it? Tremclad spray. But he used a brush. And it was the most beautiful thing. So I said to him, after I got playing, I said, Clarence, would you sell me that truck? He said, well, I'd have to think about that. He said, buy me a beer and we'll talk about it. So I bought him a beer. We talked about the truck. And then when we were all done, after 2 beers, he said, let me think about it and I'll come back next week. He came back next week. And I said, when he came back, I was right there. I said, well, Clarence, will you sell me that truck? Well, buy me a beer and we'll talk about it. So I bought him another beer and another beer. And that went on for a month. And I was buying him a beer every weekend when he would come. And I realized, wait a minute, he's never going to sell me that truck. He sold me a bill of goods and I bought him beer. That's all I got out of it. But I'll never forget. So I wrote a song about it. I was that enthused. And I said in this song, hey, Clarence Hickey, won't you sell me your 1948 Dodge? I seen it rolling down the highway and I never noticed any smoke pouring out of her exhaust. No, sir, she was clean as a whistle. My, she sure looked pretty when you drove her down to the city to pick up the girlfriend. I wished I'd have taken a ride in that 1948 Dodge. Oh, I love that truck. You know, the first time I ever saw her, it was in the dead of winter, and the Fahrenheit read 20 below. Well, I saw Clarence climb inside her, and you know when he kicked down on the starter, I swear, my God, you should have seen that mother go. With me crying, hey, Clarence Hickey, won't you sell me that 1948 Dodge, please? I seen her rolling down the highway and I never noticed any smoke pouring out of her exhaust. No, sir, she was clean as a whistle. My, she sure looked pretty when he took her over to Cantley to check out the kingpins. I wished I'd have taken a ride, though, in that 1948 Dodge. You know, the more I think about it, I swear I would have given my right arm and a leg if he'd have sold me that 48 Dodge. God, I still think about it. Oh, yes. Thank you. So, my dear, you're here today, and a lovely hat. Don't forget the cruise. Sign up for that. Ben Babalowski is here with all his wonderful paintings. You'll see him on the left side up there, stage left up near the front. And, well, there's so much going on. This gentleman right here, you're back. God love you. You were here yesterday. Married 74 years. He thought. It's a long story, but yesterday I took this man to task. I asked him how long he'd been married. He said 74 years. He's coming in to sit down there now, and then we'll just tell you what happened. And then I said, well, how old were you when you got married? He said 10. Yeah, it's a true story. And then I said, well, how old was your wife? He said 41. So I realized very quickly maybe we were mixing up the numbers. There was something being mixed up, you know what I'm saying? But he's back again now, here he comes, and he brought his wife, who was 41 when he married her 74 years ago when he was 10. And she's shaking her head saying, oh my God, how can you remember that stuff? Because it was outlandish. Have a seat. Good to see you again. Don't take your sunglasses off, those lights are bright. Yeah, we'll just keep wandering, got a boy. That's good. You got enough guitar down there, Shiva? Yes? Give me a little more here, please, just a hair. Thank you very much. By the way, wonderful sound company. Shiva's my main man down there. He's the guy at the board. You should give him a hand. And Brian is the boss man over there. And Eric is the cameraman over there. And they're all doing something today. And that lovely lady, she's in charge. And who is that? That's somebody new.
My wife.
My wife?
My wife.
Your wife. Oh, okay, Eric. Good. I'm glad you brought her. That was good. So we'll let the 74-year married man have a seat, and the formal show will begin. Oh boy, there we go. Anybody having a birthday? Anybody having an anniversary? Is anybody divorced? Oh, you are. Oh, yeah, you are now. After he told me all those lies about 10 years old getting married. My God. So, who's the latest divorcee here? Go ahead. Who's recently divorced? Nobody recent. Wasn't that a happy day when he finally left you? When he got out of the house? You're smiling about it. You like it? Well, that's a little too much. Yeah, just split the difference. Still too much. Nothing. There it is. Thank you. Well, we're going to tell you the story of this man right here, stage front. What's your first name, sir? Tony. This is Tony, everybody, and his wife's name is Vera. Tony and Vera. There it is. I'll tell you their life story. They don't know it. They don't know that I know a lot about them. Tony and Vera. She was a level-headed dancer. She had a nip of alcohol. Tony was a young man thinking of living down in Montreal. Well, she pressed her chest against him about the time the jukebox broke. And Vera gave Tony a peck on the neck, and these are the words she spoke. She said, blow up your TV, throw away your paint. Let's go to the country, she said, and build us a home. We'll plant a little garden. Tony, we can eat a lot of peaches, and we'll try to find Jesus on our own. Well, Tony just sat there at the table, and boy, did he ever act naive. You want to know why? He knew that topless lady had something up her sleeve. She danced all around the table, and she did little hoochie coo. She sang her song to Tony over and over, just telling him what to do. Tony, blow up the TV. Throw away the Ottawa Citizen. Let's go to the country. Build us a home up around Pakenham. We'll have a lot of children. Feed the whole damn bunch on peaches, and we'll try to find Jesus on our own. I know this story's true because I was young and hungry, and I was thinking of getting out of that place. I was there with Tony that day. But just as we were leaving, you grabbed him by the leg and stared him right in the face. And you said, Tony, you must know an answer or two. He said, honey, I'm only 15, but I'll try. And at this very day, he's been doing it that way. And here is the reason why. He blew up the Venus. Threw away the Ottawa Journal. We had one back then. He went to Pakenham with her and built them a home. Had a whole whack of children. Fed the whole passel of them on peaches. You know what? They all found Jesus and found it on their own. I thank you. This is a story I want to tell you. And again, good morning, ladies. Come on in. We're just having a little bit of a luau here until 10:30. We're on a schedule, just so you know. I'd sing all day for you, but there's so much going on here. At 10:30, I have to be off. What is it now? 10:15? Okay. So at 10:30, I'm off, and there's a presentation stage over here that counters this stage. So every time this stage is active, the presentation stage is not. Now when we stop here, the presentation stage fires up, and it's on that wall. And over at the presentation stage, you'll get all kinds of stuff, information. If you want to check out your hearing aid, if you have a hearing aid, you can get it cleaned and you can have it checked for quality and performance over in the hearing show section, which is that whole wall over there. And that's the Davidson Hearing Aid Group, and they are presenting this show. They're the main presenters. And they'll give you, and you can make appointments at any one of 5 locations in Ontario. They're wonderful people, and they'll look after you. So everybody here today is showing the way, showing what you can have down the trail in terms of support as we continue to get older and older and need more and more of what I call creature comforts in our lives. So you'll see some of those things here at the Lifestyle Show. I met an older fellow many years ago, and I never forgot him. He was such a beautiful man. His name was Adalor Marleau, anglicized Dollard Marleau. And Dollard was an old fellow that Randy did some TV work on his story. And he was living in a log cabin that he had built himself way back in the early 1900s. And he lived on the crook of a road by a creek and a little bridge and lived there all by himself. And he was so proud of his little log cabin. He says, "Je fais ça toute seule, moi je fais ça toute seule." And he'd touch it and touch each piece of wood. He was a lovely man. In the wintertime, he wouldn't let the snowplow go by and throw snow all over his property. He would go out and he would shovel the banks square. He wanted everything clean and neat. That was Adalor. And we wanted him to live to be 100, and he didn't quite make it. He lived to be 98. But he was a jewel of a man. The only reason they took him out of the log house, he started to forget little things, like the time that his nephew Charlie would come over and check on him. He was usually fine. But this one day when Charlie came over, he noticed that Adalor had a fire going in the wood stove. So he walked over and he pulled the oven door open just to check out how the heat was, and out came a cat, screeching to high hell. Gone, that cat was, because he was about to die. And he kind of realized that maybe Adalor was starting to be a little forgetful. You know, he walked up to the stove, obviously the cat was sleeping inside a nice cool place or a warm place from the night before, who knows. But he closed the door and started the fire in the stove and almost lost his cat. So they put him in an old senior's home, and Adalor did not want to be there because he wanted his cabin. And when he was told he was going, he kept running away and coming back through the bush. And I'm talking 10 miles through the bush. He would get back to his house. He knew how to get to his cabin. He did that 3 times, and finally they said, "Look, Adalor, you have to go to this home and stay there." And this time he got the message. So he took everything he needed to go to a senior's home. He didn't know what a senior's home really was. He knew he had to move. So he took all the things that he knew he had to take, like canned beans and all that stuff, including his axe. And he took his axe into that home. And he would leave in a hot night from his room, and he would go and sleep under the trees outside, which mortified the senior residence people, the nursing home, because that was one of their clients, and he was sleeping outside. They finally got his axe away, took it away. But I wrote this song for Adalor because he was just one of those people, once you met him and you knew his story, he stayed with you forever. So this is the story of Dollard Marleau. Dollard Marleau doesn't live on the Kaywood Road anymore. They took him to the city, to a government old age home. All of us eventually will wither and grow old. Dollard Marleau doesn't live on the Kaywood Road anymore. that's the work of his withered hands. The home he built out of local pine when he was a young man. Now they've got him in that city compound until he breathes no more. I wonder, Lord, would he rather die along the Kaywood Road? Last summer, Dollard shared a pot of Stag Creek country tea. He poured himself a shaky cup and one for Billy and me. And in leaving, we promised him we'd come again for sure. But Dollard Marlowe doesn't live on the Kaywood Road anymore. I guess progress teaches all of us we've got to pay its price. Electric lights are practical, but a lantern sure is nice. And don't trust your neighbor out of fear that he'll get you first. And don't dare die until you've checked with the city officials first. Dollard now is crying out for the only life he knows, cursing modern progress that took away his home. But one day soon his soul will come back to that cabin door, and he'll stare upon the pavement that they've laid on the Kaywood Road. No, Dollard Marlowe doesn't live on that dusty road anymore. Thank you so much. And thank you, Dollard, for giving us such a lovely story. One other story that's a lovely story for me is, and I'm doing this song for that gentleman over there with the bow tie. He came in and he said that he was here yesterday, and I sang a song to celebrate what this song did for the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. It was a gift that the musical community gave CHEO. All the artists performed in a series of CDs and albums back then called Christmas in the Valley, and donated a tremendous amount of money to CHEO. Over the years, well over $500,000 was put in their coffers, so we were very happy about that. Just like George is very happy about his lifestyle show. Oh, George, you're walking around just saying, it's finally here, the dream is here. That's lovely, good. He plays golf, but you don't want to see that. So we sang that song yesterday, and I can sing it any day of the year. Ben, I'll sing it for you today in memory of our trip to Scheveningen, Holland, when we went down there. Ben was the chairman of the Twinning of the Cities between Ottawa and Scheveningen. And this song is, I can sing this any day of the year when I think of all the artists who gave so much of their time and gave up all their royalties and gave it all to CHEO. It's Christmas every day in my mind. So let me do this for you. Sleigh bells ringing in the snow, kissing neath the mistletoe, out in the barn the cattle low. It's Christmas in the valley, and soon beneath the Christmas tree we'll gather with our family, love in perfect harmony. It's Christmas in the valley. You know the valley lights are gonna shine so bright, all the world will be so bright. But Santa on that magic night comes to that man who's been married 74 years, because he got married when he was 10. All of his sleigh bells ringing in the snow, kissing neath the mistletoe. Off to the lifestyle show we all go, and here we are this morning singing Christmas in the valley. You know, it's candlelight and hearts aglow. silent dance of falling snow. Familiar songs on the radio. You bet that's Christmas in the valley. In every town the church bells ring. In every home a young child grieves. And in every heart the spirit sings. It's Christmas in the valley. And all the valley lights are gonna shine so bright. All the world is gonna be so right. When Santa on his magic night comes to his children. Oh, there'll be sleigh bells ringing in the snow. Mom and her 2 children will be there, I know. Ah, it'll be love in perfect harmony when it's Christmas in the valley. Just seeing some of you good people coming out today, I gotta tell you, makes this Christmas in the valley. Much appreciated. There was a gentleman that I met coming in the door. I'm trying to spot him here right now. He said he sang. He liked to sing. He loved to sing. And I can't see where he is. He must have put a jacket on. Because I know the color of his shirt. And not happening. Oh well, I thought he was here. Maybe he's buying something, or maybe he's signing up for that cruise. Are we at 10:30 yet? Because they got a tight schedule. Got a minute. Oh, 5 minutes. Oh, no problem. All right, let me tell you what I'll do for you right now, for all of the farmers that are here. How many of you are farmers? Farmer down here, yes, sir. I didn't add that in your song, did I? All right, Tony. So, how many of you farm cattle? Cattle? Did you ever farm for chickens? You ever realize how smart a chicken is? Chickens are not smart. Chickens need work. They need help. They need help. Chickens need help. If your chicken gets in front of your car in the barnyard and you're driving and you want the chicken out of your way, you know where they go? Always ahead of you. They don't know enough to get off the road. They'll just run ahead of you forever. You have to literally stop and wait till they wander off. The minute a chicken gets nervous, they've lost it. They've lost it. It's gone. They can't. A chicken cannot reason. Can you imagine being married to a chicken? You can't. I mean, there's no mentality there. They're just chickens. They're frustrated. They got no arms. They can't pick stuff up. They're just constantly down at the ground just with a beak. That's all they got. Frustration. You would not want to be a chicken in your new life. Do not come back as a chicken. So I wrote this song for all the people who love chickens, because let's do a little word association. If I say the word, you come up with something that makes you think of something chickens do, okay? Chicken. Pluck. Chicken. Eggs. Chickens. Nothing else? Pluck the chicken? Chicken? Shit, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, I have a little song about chickens. It's very short and it's very sweet, but I'll leave this with you. Now some people like the chicken a la king. Others would rather have chicken chow mein. Chicken in the pot and chicken pot pie. But I love chicken when the chicken's alive. There ain't a better friend than a fly-tailed bandy or a red-combed hen. Now you might like your chicken fried, but I like chicken when the chicken's alive. Look at all them chicken. There's no doubt about it. I love chicken when the chicken's alive. Thank you so much, kids. Now, today, we have everybody you can imagine coming on this stage. The very talented Gail Gavin will be here this afternoon. and she is a great singer-songwriter. She'll be on our stage. Also, Frank Sinatra, he's a little cool right now, but we'll warm him up. He'll be on our stage here at 11 o'clock. So we're going to now go to the presentation stage, and then we'll be back with Frank Sinatra presentation. So be ready for that. It's a wonderful show. And I want you now to go about, enjoy. You can stay seated if you want, and relax. Look after your babies. Come and meet the world's oldest married man. He's here in the yellow shirt. And there's my friend there again. He's always beetling everywhere today. God love him. So do have a wonderful day. We thank the Davidson Hearing Group for looking after us, presenting the show. And George. Let me just put on my glasses, George. Well, George, do come and do this. This is George's stage debut, everybody. Give him a hand. Go, George.
I'd like to mention that the next presentation at 10:30 is Future Financial, The Perfect Riff. Right over there, right over there.
That's money.
How'd I do?
George, how did he do? Right? They love you. So do enjoy, and we thank also Oakwood Renovation and Orchard View, the Princiata group of beautiful, beautiful retirement homes, for looking after all the stage presentations. Have a wonderful day today. Good to see you. Enjoy your day. Thank you.